Hello everyone. Today we are going to kickstart a series of videos on Rango Exchange, where we will find out more about Rango and all of its different features. We will also dive into transaction tutorials and demonstrate how to use Rango's user-friendly interface and all of its different applications. In this first video, we are going to find out a little about the general purpose of Rango and how easy it is to use it, the single-step and multi-step features, and in the end, we will go through 2 transactions on Rango together to see how it goes. So let's jump into it. First, let's start with what Rango does and how it can be helpful for you, no matter if you're new to the DeFi space or an advanced trader who is trying to swap assets between different chains, which, to be honest, could be a painstaking process even if you know all the steps. Here is where Rango comes into play. Rango is a one-stop shop for all our swapping needs between tokens which could be on the same or any other chains like Ethereum, Cosmos, AVAX, Solana, and or any of the other 40 plus chains which are supported at the moment. Being the first multi-chain DEX aggregator, it doesn't just shows the best path from token A to token B, and by the best path I mean where we won't face any liquidity issues and where we will pay the optimum amount of gas fee at the time of transaction. It also facilitates all the process on its own user-friendly UI by supporting at the moment 17 multi-chain wallets, which can assure you of self-custody along the process, giving you an ease of mind about the security of your assets. In a sense, while using Rango, you will benefit from a permissionless, censorship-resistant, self-custodial, and transparent service, while also being anonymous, as there are no KYCs necessary to use Rango. In order to make the swap, Rango might use single-step or multi-step feature, depending on the route which is necessary. If the route is a single-step swap, or if it needs to take advantage of multiple bridges and or DEXs. In that case, Rango will guide you through all the steps while asking you to sign a smart contract on each step of the way, which we will see later during the transaction tutorials. So now that we have learned all the advantages of using Rango, let's find out how it works. In this tutorial, we will go through 2 different swaps. A single step one from AVAX on Avalanche to USDT on Arbitrum, and a multi-step one from Optimism to Osmosis. Okay, on Rango Exchange app, I'm gonna connect my wallet first on the right top corner. I'm gonna use MetaMask. I'm gonna connect with MetaMask here. I'm gonna click on next. Okay, and then here it wants to connect to my account. I'm going to click on connect. Now my MetaMask has connected, as we can see on the display. I'm going to use Avalanche and AVAX on Avalanche, and then Arbitrum and USDT. So I'm going to swap some AVAX on Avalanche for USDT on Arbitrum. I've got 4 AVAX and 17 USDT on Arbitrum, so I would just put 2 here. Let's see how much USDT I would get. I would get 38.17 USDT. The gas fee is 17 cents, and it's going to take about 7 minutes. Okay, I would click on swap here. Here we can see the 2 wallets that are going to be used. I'm going to confirm the swap here, and then I would just wait for the transaction to be started, the swap process to be started. As you can see, it's going to use DEX Bridge. The first thing is that I have to confirm the smart contract here, and the confirmation, as you can see, is done on my MetaMask account. Here we can see the details. The total amount is 2.02 AVAX. can see the total amount plus gas fee. I would click on confirm. Okay. And then view details. Here we can see that we are swapping 2 AVAX on Avalanche for USDT on Arbitrum, and it's using DEX Bridge, and it's going to take about few minutes till the transaction is completed, so we'll just skip ahead to see what happens. Okay, the outbound transaction is going to be completed in a few seconds. Okay, we can see the green check mark, and the status of the transaction and the swap is success. So we can check the outbound transaction on the blockchain. And okay, if we go back, close this, we can also see the assets on our wallet. Here we can see I've got about 2 AVAX and all the other assets that I've got. And if I just log out from my wallet, now my transaction, my swap would be completed. For our second transaction, first we have to connect our MetaMask and Kepler account here under Rango Exchange. Then we'll choose Optimism, and Ethereum on Optimism will have to enter 0.015, and then we'll choose Osmosis. We'll just search Osmosis here and we'll choose Osmo. We see that we'll get how much Osmo? 22.60, and this is the route that is proposed by Rango Exchange. These are the wallets: Optimism wallet, Polygon wallet, and the Osmosis wallet. We'll confirm the swap here, and if we just wait for a few seconds for the transactions to be started. Okay, here we see that the root swappers has been updated, and if we want to continue with the new route, okay, we'll continue. We see that we can afford all the gas fee, and we have them all in our accounts, in our wallets. These are the different swaps, and here we can see all the different steps that needs to be taken, and all of it would be done on the Rango Exchange. Here we see that we need to add Optimism network, approve it here, switch network from BSC to Optimism, and the first step of this swap is to use hyphen. So we just have to confirm the transaction and confirm the smart contract, and hyphen is a bridge that is going to transfer our Ethereum from Optimism network to Polygon, and we're going to get a wrapped Ethereum on Polygon. I guess it's going to be done quickly. Here is the transaction on the blockchain, the transaction hash. Okay, and close this. Okay, the first step is done. Now to continue the second step, first we have to change our network, switch network from Optimism to Polygon. We are going to now give permission to access our wrapped Ethereum on Polygon, which is going to cost 1 cent. We have to wait for this step to be done. Parswap is a swap on Polygon, as you know, and it's going to transfer our Ethereum and swap our Ethereum for USDC on Polygon. So here we are going to confirm the smart contract of this step, which would be sent to Parswap to swap our Ethereum for USDC on Polygon. Okay, this step is also done. We can see the green check mark. And the next step is to, I guess, transfer our USDC from Polygon to Osmosis using Satellite, which is powered by Axelar. As you know, Satellite transfers assets on EVM and Cosmos chains. Here we confirm the smart contract, which will be sent to Satellite. Okay, by the end of this step, we are going to get USDC on Osmosis, and then we'll have to use Osmosis to swap our USDC for Osmo. And these steps are done on Kepler wallets. As you can see, we have just approved this transaction, and we'll just wait for a few seconds till this step is finished as well. Okay, the transaction is successful and it has succeeded, and we just have to wait to see the green check mark and the status to change into success. Okay, now it's done. We can just close here and see all the different bridges and swaps and DEXs that have been used. And here we can see that now we have 22.44 Osmo and our transaction has finished. In this video, we talked about Rango's applications, utility, and unique features, the numerous chains and multi-chain wallets it supports, while explaining its single and multi-step feature. We concluded by the tutorial of 2 sample swaps, showing how user-friendly its interface is. Join us for the next video in this series on smart contracts in aggregators and Rango's smart contract feature.